Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis R. Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist, here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. So happy to have y'all listening to me today. I wanted to share something with you that has come up over time with a number of my clients, and it's really, really cool. It's very cool because over the years, if you do something long enough, you develop your own strategies and tools. And I've done that over the years with a number of things. And this is no exception. So I encounter clients all the time who struggle with feeling a lot of feelings about something. And it often feels to them that having all of these emotions makes it very, very difficult to be in a very happy state or feel like you're fully functional or, to even look forward to things in life. And my mission, as y'all know, is to end pain and suffering in the world. And I know I'm on this earth to do that. And so it is through this podcast that I get to do that in one way. So I want to talk to you about your emotional table. You're not going to know what this is until I explain it. But once you find out what it is going to be really, really cool for you to do. So intellectually, you're going to understand what I'm about to say. But most of you'll not have a true understanding of it in your heart. And I don't mean to sound disrespectful. I promise you I'm not. But you just won't until I explain it, until you experience it. And really, the bottom line here, we are not here on this earth to experience pain and suffering. We're just not. We're here to grow from what we feel, from what we learn, from what we know. Okay, so it really is a simple statement, but it's truth. And I'm going to share a little bit more with you now. I see so many clients, like I said, who struggle in their feelings. What I mean by that is that they exist in their feeling state, which is a completely resourceless state. Okay, so they're living in the feelings, not doing anything else but being in the shithole of their feelings, whether it's grief or sadness or anxiety or fear. So rather than living in a state of taking action and changing their lives and trying to eliminate the energy of the emotions, they're stuck in that place. And over the past 28 years as a therapist, I have developed numerous interventions, like I had mentioned, that allow my clients to truly understand what they feel and how to move away from unwanted emotions and towards the emotional states that they really want to have. This actually does exist, where you can move away from what you don't want to feel and towards what you don't. You don't have to sit in Shitsville. So one exercise in particular that I developed is called your emotional table. And I'm going to share it with you today. So recently I had a few clients who they experienced this exercise, and it changed their entire experience of daily living, let alone what they felt. Both clients, well, actually these two in particular, both of them struggled deeply with deep feelings of sadness and grief and longing, anxiety, uncertainty, and disappointment. Disappointment is big, big, big. So I set the scene, and I had them experience this process. And I'm going to do it with you today. So if you would like to experience the process now, you might want to get a notebook or some paper and a pen and just find a comfortable place to sit. Pause this episode, the recording, if you want to go ahead and do that. You don't have to write anything down if you don't want to. You can just listen. Maybe you'll revisit the exercise after you've listened to the recording to completion. Whatever you decide to do, sweetheart, totally up to you. But If you want to listen and you want to do the exercise, we're about to get started. So I want you to find a comfortable place to sit where your phone's off, or if you're on your phone listening to this, maybe put it in airplane mode so you won't get disturbed. So find a comfortable place to sit and close your eyes and take some deep breaths. A very good way to breathe comfortably is as you're sitting there, I want you to breathe in through your nose and push your belly out. And breathe in deeply, and as you exhale through your mouth, pull your belly in. Breathe in again deeply through your nose, pushing your belly out, pulling your breath in all the way down into your belly, and slowly exhale through your mouth, pulling your belly in. One more deep breath. Breathe in all the way through your nose, pushing your belly out, filling up your lungs and your belly, and slowly exhaling through your mouth, pulling your belly in. And all I want you to do right now is just focus on your inhale and exhale. Nice and slow, deep breaths. Allowing your inhale to be nice and deep and even, and your exhale to be nice and slow and measured out of your mouth. Once you've done some good breathing, I want to invite you to imagine a table of your choice with several empty chairs tucked underneath. You can decorate your table any way you like. Once you've done this, then I'd like you to think about all of the difficult emotions that you feel most often. Sadness, depression, grief, anxiety, worry, fear, inadequacy, uncertainty, whatever they are. Think about them. And if you have your pen and your paper, go ahead, pause this and write them down. I want you to allow the most difficult emotion, the most challenging emotion that you feel most often to come into your awareness right now. And let the emotion reveal itself to you. It may feel like a feeling in your body, may show up as an image or a shape or a color. There's no right or wrong way to do this, y'all, but just follow my lead and breathe. I want y'all to keep in mind that this is not a thinking experience. It's an experience of awareness, of knowing, and of being. So as the emotion reveals itself to you, notice that you hear a knock at the door. See yourself walking towards the door and opening it fully. In front of you is the feeling you've just identified, and it's presenting you with the most beautiful bouquet of flowers, and attached to the flowers is an envelope with a note inside. Your emotion offers you the flowers and the envelope, and you graciously accept it. Next, I want you to listen to me as I speak to that emotion at the door. Imagine yourself saying what I'm about to say to it. I will use the emotion of anxiety as an example. Hi, anxiety. I love you. I'm sorry that I've been so angry at you. Please come in and take a seat at the table. And as you turn and watch it take a seat, you place the flowers in a beautiful vase and then take a seat at the table yourself, next to your feeling of anxiety. Once seated, you turn to anxiety and ask and say the following. Anxiety, why are you showing up in my life? What do you have to teach me? What is your positive intention? Next, just listen. Don't think or edit what comes through. Simply notice what comes into your mind and then either write it down or make a mental note. Write everything that anxiety wants to share with you and stay with it. Stay with anxiety at the table until it lets you know that it shared everything with you. You can go ahead and pause the recording to write all of this down. Anxiety might have a positive intention that lets you know that you aren't in crisis and you need to stop with the hypervigilance and enjoy life. It may let you know to have more fun or to take some action about a challenge that you're facing so that you don't feel stuck anymore. Whatever the reason for it being in your life, let it be known to you through a thought, a feeling, a knowingness, or a sense, and welcome it. And once you're done, and you may have a list of 5 or 10 things, you may have a list of 1, doesn't matter. Look at anxiety, say thank you, I love you. Now there's another knock at the door. Before you answer it, notice the feeling that comes up for you next. Which feeling is it? As you get up from the seat at the table, you walk to the door. You open up the door, and in front of you is that emotion. It too has a beautiful bouquet to give you with an envelope and a note. See yourself graciously accepting the bouquet, even smelling the flowers, and invite that emotion in to have a seat at the table. Say the following to that emotion. Hi, emotion. I love you. I'm sorry that I've been so angry at you. Please come in and take a seat at the table. As you turn to watch it take a seat, you place the flowers in another beautiful vase. And then you take a seat at the table next to that feeling. Once seated, you turn to it and ask it by saying the following. Emotion, maybe it's grief, maybe it's anger, maybe it's worry, maybe it's longing or loneliness. Why are you showing up in my life? What do you have to teach me? What is your positive intention? Next, just listen. Don't think or edit what comes through. Simply notice what comes in your mind and then either write down or make it a mental note. Make sure you give time and breath to these emotions to tell you everything they need to tell you. Write everything that it has to share with you and stay with it as long as it speaks to you. And it doesn't matter how long it is. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 30 seconds, it could be 30 minutes. Just stay with it until it lets you know that it shared everything with you. Once it's finished, simply say to it, thank you. I love you. I want to share something with y'all about these emotions, about why we're using a table, about the positive intention of an emotion, and why I'm taking this approach. When I talked about why people sit in the shit of their emotions, most people do that. I've been there, done that. And it gets us nowhere. We make no progress. There's no growth or expansion. And my goal is to get you out of that. All right? And so we typically practice the same maybe 3 to 5 emotions on a regular basis. Even though there's a whole wide range of emotions, we really typically don't practice more than a few on a regular basis. And the challenge is that majority of the emotions that we have, most of us, I'm not speaking for everybody, but most of us practice emotions that we hate. We don't like feeling sad. We don't like feeling lonely. We don't like feeling helpless or grief or anxiety or sadness or loneliness or uncertainty. Who the hell likes any of that? But because we aren't making our feeling conscious, we're doing our feelings instead of consciously exploring our feelings to figure out why the heck it's there and what we need to know, because we're sitting in the crap. The only thing we know to do is to feel it. And so we end up hating that part of ourselves, or all of those parts. It's called self-loathing. Doesn't serve us at all. And so being able to kind of shift the power differential from a hate of your emotions to really embracing your emotions as if this was your most prized lover, your most amazing friend, or the person or animal that you loved beyond measure. That's how I want you to acknowledge your emotions. That's why I say go to the door. That's why I say your emotions have a beautiful bouquet and they have a beautiful note, right? Because your emotions are giving you gifts. Your emotions are showing up as weak or as strong for you because they're saying, hey, y'all, hey, dude, hey, sweetie, you need to pay attention to me. Quit ignoring me. I'm only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and more intense and more intense and more intense. And most of the time, emotions need to be so big that you can't ignore them anymore. So that's why people have breakdowns, or they go into deep depressions, or they have panic attacks, okay? Because the emotion accrues over time because we haven't dealt with it directly, and this is a direct way to deal with it. So like I said, once you finished that and your emotion has given you everything it needs to give you, and trust me, you're going to have ahas to this you never thought you would have. Say thank you. Mean it, and then say, I love you. Okay? So now you do that for every single emotion that you have. Maybe you have 5 or 6 that are on your list, and do it. Maybe it's heartbreak. Maybe it's abandonment. Maybe whatever it is, address the feeling because it has positive intentions for you. A positive reason why it's here. That's what the positive message is. Remember, it doesn't matter what emotions you're working with. Just make sure you experience the conversation with every single one of them. Maybe you have a big long table. I don't know, y'all. Or maybe you have a small round table or a high top square table. Okay? I don't care what it is. You will know what your table looks like. But let them help you understand them. Not just feel them, because they have so much to say to you. So after you've done that with all the emotions, take a look around your table. Take a look at all the vases with all these beautiful and different unique flowers that have this amazing aroma that you would not have experienced had you not opened the door, had you not welcomed in those amazing and powerful feelings. And you get up from the table, and I had a client once say to me, but Janis, what if I want to, if I hear joy at the door? What if I hear fun at the door? What if I hear excitement knock at the door? Well, I'm sure there's space. Go see yourself getting a couple of extra chairs, putting them where there are none. Invite them in and do the same exercise. See the beautiful bouquet with the beautiful note. Invite them in, sit down. Ask Joy, hey Joy, why are you here in my life? Joy, what do you have to teach me? Joy, what's your positive intention? And I bet you that'll be pretty powerful. So your feelings have a lot to say to you. They have a lot to teach you about your life, how you view it, what decisions you make because of them, how you think and how you see yourself. And I have to tell you, I have found that this exercise is very, very relieving for my clients, because things come through that in the writing of it. So that's why I encourage y'all to write all this down. Things come through that you would never, ever possibly be able to pull out if you didn't sit and write and listen. So the goal is that you befriend your emotions love them, welcome them. They're here for a reason, y'all, not to just be felt. They're here as helpers for you to grow and expand and be the best version that you can be. Just don't have contempt for them. That's not why they're here. I hope this has been a fulfilling exercise for you, and you can do this exercise anytime. If an emotion comes up, all you have to do is ask it, hey, fear, wait a minute, why are you here? And fear may say, you're experiencing me unnecessarily. There's nothing to fear here. You need to let me go. May say that. It doesn't matter. My hope is that this experience, this podcast episode, this exercise has been helpful to you so that you no longer have contempt for these emotional aspects of yourself that seem mysterious and punishing. There are emotions, and they matter, and they're here to love on us, even if they hurt. Thanks for listening. I hope this has been helpful. And you know what? I tell y'all, go ahead, hop on iTunes, rate and review. That'd be super. And also, I have that report about the 3 forces that shape your life. Go ahead, hop on my website, janisrcohen.com. It's on the homepage. You can get that immediately. And I just want to make sure that you have a fantastic day, a wonderful week, and as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend, and be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.